everybody, I'm Russ from Bednar's, and with the cooler temperatures now coming into play, it brings up one of my favorite times of year. So we're going to talk about trees and shrubs for great fall color. So first up I have here is a maple. This one is actually called Frank Jr. So this guy is going to get about 40 foot tall and about 25 to 30 foot wide. This has a smaller leaf, and the fall color is actually a really bright red. You can see this is starting to change now, but it is going to get a more deeper red as the fall goes on. Another maple that I really like is the October Glory, and this is this guy here. It has a bigger leaf than the Frank Jr., about the same size though. It's going to be in that 40 foot range by 25 to 30 foot wide. This is a little more faster growing than the Junior, and this fall color is actually you'll have some oranges and reds to purple. So this is a really great fall color. So both of these maples are very nice shade trees. So if you're looking for a little bit larger of a tree in your yard that has great fall color, those are my two best selections. Getting a little bit smaller here, this is more on the ornamental side. This is Franklinia. So this guy is going to get you about 10 foot wide and about 15 foot tall. This is blooming a little later than usual. It typically blooms in July, August. Very big white flower, and it has a yellow center in it. One of the biggest flowering trees that there is. But an additional characteristic of this one is it turns like a red to burgundy in the fall, and you might even get some oranges in there as well. It is a little more difficult to grow. It's not a very long-lived tree, but it is a great specimen tree to have in a landscape if you're trying to make a statement. Behind me here we have Ginkgo Biloba. This is one of the oldest trees on the planet. They've been around for a very long time. This one is Princeton Century. It's going to get you about 50 foot tall by 15 foot wide, so it is a more columnar tree. Fall color is a super bright yellow, one of the brightest yellow fall colors that there is. It does lose its leaves fairly quickly though, so after it does turn yellow and you get that great fall color, you're going to have a bunch of yellow on the ground around it, which actually looks really cool too, because you have like a whole landscape of yellow on the ground as well as on the tree. Make sure you do get the male cultivar of the tree. The females do produce fruit, and the fruit smells terrible, so you definitely want to stay away from the female plant of this. So those are my favorite fall color picks for trees. Now we're going to move on to shrubs. So first up is going to be this Diervilla. This one here in particular is called Kodiak Black. So hence the fall color is almost going to be a burgundy to black fall color. Another quality of this too is it has a nice orange summer bloom, and it gets about 3 foot tall by 3 foot wide. It does like the sun. It will tolerate some afternoon shade, so it is pretty versatile in the landscape. Next up is the Fothergilla. This one is called Mount Airy. So this is going to get you in that 4 foot by 4 foot range. It is native, which is a great benefit to some pollinators. This has an early spring bloom, so it's April, maybe into May. A yellow bottle brush flower comes on this actually before the leaves come out. So as this comes out and then leaves out, the regular leaf color is a really cool like bluish green hue. Then in the fall, these leaves are actually going to change from orange to red to, you'll get some purples in, like purple burgundies in there as well. So one of the best fall color shrubs in my opinion. Next up is the Viburnum. So this one in particular is called Mauricii, or the double foul Viburnum. Awesome spring bloom on this. It blooms right after the dogwoods come out. So you're looking more into that later May time frame. This is a bigger shrub though. So this is going to get you about to 8 to 10 foot tall, 8 to 10 foot wide. So you do need a larger space. Maybe it's back along the wood line or back against the building where you have a pretty good depth in your landscape bed. Fall color on this is amazing. This is truly a burning bush in my opinion. I have some planted at my house. So the interior leaves are more of an orange and the exterior leaves are a dark red. So awesome fall color, and you get an awesome spring bloom too. So another great shrub for fall color is this Itea. This one is called Fountains of Rouge. This is going to get you about 4 foot by 4 foot. This is a great versatile plant, so you can go shade to sun. It will take either. So if you have a spot and you're trying to do some symmetry, but one side of the house is in shade, the other side of the house is in sun, you can use this plant. Great summer bloom. It has a bottle brush style flower on it. It is white, blooms in June. And then going into fall, you're gonna get a nice bright red, similar to like a burning bush. All right, so we're in my yard now. This is one of my favorite trees that you will see on any of my landscape designs and obviously in my yard. This is stewartia pseudocamellia. Height-wise, at maturity, 15 to 20 foot tall, 10, 12 foot wide. Great attribute to this plant, as you can see, is the bark. So it has an exfoliating bark. You'll get some grays and salmons come through on the bark as this tree ages. If it is a new tree, or a younger tree I should say, you're not gonna see that bark. So it does come with age. Awesome spring, late spring, summer bloom time. It has a white bloom on it. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter with a yellow center. So it is a later blooming tree, which is a nice attribute. And then fall color is amazing on this too. It goes from orange to red to like a burgundy. You'll maybe get some dark burgundies, purple in there. Awesome fall colors. So like I said, 3 to 4 seasons of interest. It's one of the best ornamental trees for fall color and all the other reasons that I explained. So that's why it's my favorite. This is another larger shrub for fall color, but this also has a bunch more nice attributes to it, which is the flower. So this is the Hydrangea ruby slippers. This blooms white. It starts to bloom white in midsummer, and then it'll go to pink to red. And then after it goes to red, you're getting these, like, it's more of a brownish, dried flower look, which actually persists all the way through winter. So I let them on all winter long. Fall color wise, the green leaves actually turn to a really nice red fall color. So this plant's a little bit larger. You're gonna get in that 8 to possibly 10 foot range if you let it get that big. And equally in width, so about 8 foot wide as well. So you do need some larger space for it, but definitely one of my favorite shrubs in regards to the flower and fall color. In my landscape again, so this is Ilex verticillata. This is red sprite. This is a holly, so a little different than your regular hollies that you typically see, the evergreen hollies that get the berries. This will actually lose its leaves in the wintertime, but the berries on this are amazing. Like, this is the best berry set on any of the hollies in my opinion. Fall color on this is gonna be a yellow fall color, so it's not so much for the fall color in my opinion as it is the berries. These berries will persist into winter, about halfway through winter into spring actually. Robins always come into my yard and they always eat these berries off, so it's a great pollinator plant for birds. This red sprite, I planted a southern gentleman to pollinate this plant. So the pollinators obviously do not get the berries, and you can hide them either in your planting or hide them around the corner of the house, and it will pollinate these plants for a really good fruit set. All right, another one of my favorite fall shrubs is Calocarpa, which is the Beautyberry. This one in particular is early amethyst. It's going to get you in that 4 to 5 foot range by 4 to 5 foot wide, so tall equally as width. Fall color, again, just like the hollies, is not that great. It's a yellow, which is pretty, and the contrast is what I think does it the most justice, is the contrast of the purple berries with the yellow leaves is where it's at. These will persist into winter as well. Birds will come and eat them, so another good pollinator for birds. But there's also a couple other varieties that get a little bit larger, so depending on your landscape space, just choose your cultivar accordingly. All right, everybody, that wraps up my plant selections for a great fall color. I wanted to say thank you for watching, and if you have any other questions or want to see some of these plants in the nursery, please stop into the garden center and we'd be happy to show you to them.